Alright, so today I decided to record a video that's gonna be completely different than all my videos, but I think that I thought of a really good idea that needs to be added into All-Star Tower Defense, and I want to share with you guys what my idea is and see what your guys' opinion is about it. Today we're going to play with Akaza, Natsu, Frieza, Fujitora, Mihawk, and a Bulma. These are like one of the best units in the game already as is, so it's not gonna be a try-hard game. It's gonna be a more laid back and just me talking about the idea that I have. So let's just go straight into Infinity, choose a map, and get right into it. Okay, so let's just go ahead and place down a Natsu since he does have that braining assist as well. I'm gonna go ahead and place him right over here. Let him just get to work. He should be okay for now. And my idea is All-Star Tower Defense needs to add a PvP mode. And what I mean about that is that we all know everybody, especially on the anime community, we are very competitive and we like competitive things. So All-Star Tower Defense, it has the chance to add PvP mode, where two people would go in, or it could even be 2v2. It would go inside of a map and it would start off as a normal game. Now Bulma is definitely going to be essential for the competitive mode because it's what makes us money, and we all know that after certain amounts of waves, Bulma just makes so much money where it's too much money. And this is where it's gonna come in handy in competitive mode. The way it would work is that the players will be able to play like a normal Infinity mode, but it'll be with a little twist. It's going to have on the right side over here, on top of the gear over here, you're gonna have unit options, and it's going to be fast running units, cloners, things like that. You're gonna be able to choose on the side who you want to send in for the enemy. And once you do that and you click on, let's say a cloner could sell for like maybe around like 10,000, you know. A cloner could sell for 10,000. You buy it and then a cloner will come in for the enemy. Not only does the enemy have to take care of the enemies, but he also has to take care of the units you send for him to kill. So his units must be top notch. Now, especially if you could have that advantage where you could keep sending fast running units in, like $5,000 or $3,000 to spawn. You keep spawning it in, it'll keep running fast, and your enemy just has to do something with his units in order to save his game. But then later on in the rounds, you know, when we have so much money going in, you can also have the option to upgrade your team. So you could give them more health, and the upgrades won't be cheap. Like, I'm talking max upgrade is going to be like 150,000 just to give them a lot of health for the units you will send in. And basically whoever will win will obviously, they will get a win, and there will also be a log score as well to check how much wins you have, much losses you have gotten. And there could also be like another leaderboard, just like how there is with Infinity, and with level be a leaderboard for that too, who won the most time. And maybe you would be able to send in more type of units too, like the ones that are like bombing units, so they can distract your enemies, disable them basically just for a couple of seconds. Or, you know, there is a lot of things they can add, but the point is, since it's going to be PvP, I feel like it would bring so much more people on All-Star, and it would give such a more reason to grind, because right now it really is just, oh, get to wave 50, get to wave 60, and then get on the leaderboard and start all over again. It's just leveling up your units. But with competitive mode, it would give us way more reasons to level up our units, and would make everybody way more of a tryhard. Just the fact that they always want to win when they're doing competitive mode. You'll be able to send in air units as well. And what I was thinking is that you would also be able to send in a boss against your enemy. The boss is going to be your unit. So one of the units that you would like to send in, buy him, and you would be able to send into the enemy. Just one of them, that's it. It would be unlimited of things they could honestly do if they were to put a PvP mode. The possibilities would be endless with it. I'd say they could even add units in the game that are now resistant as well. So let's say there could be a unit that can only take damage by fire unit or bleeding units, you know, like not kill them without a fire unit or a bleeding unit. They could add more things like that too, just to spice up the game a little bit, make it more interesting. I don't know what happened, guys, but somehow I lost the game. I really didn't see any enemies getting by, but apparently there was an enemy that got by and killed the tower. I honestly don't know, maybe I was talking too much. I don't feel like any unit got by to kill the tower like that, but I mean, it is what it is. Anyway, as I was saying, I also think for the PvP mode, you shouldn't be able to choose your own map. You know, that should be randomized from all the maps that are in All-Star already, just to have it even more competitive. And maybe it would be a cool idea as well to have a list on what type of enemies you want to be able to call in. You can change it so not everybody calls in the same type of enemies. Like, they could add abilities somewhat into the game, where like you could click a button, let's say, and it costs like 5 or 6,000, or maybe even more, like 15,000 5,000, and if you do that and your opponent's Bulma will not make money for like 2 waves or something like that, just to make it more of a challenge. As I said, with this, the possibilities would be endless and there wouldn't be much to it. It wouldn't be too difficult to add because everything in the game, you would just be reusing those type of things, right? And yet it would make the game 10 million times more fun. Other than having to add a new game mode, which I get, they have to do that. But other than that, it shouldn't be such a hard task to do, and it would make the game 10 million times more fun. I'm not sure if you guys heard of that game Bloons Tower Defense before, but it had something like that, and a PvP mode on that was really fun. You had to strategize and think of plans and what to do and which way to save your money. All-Star at its current state, you really don't have to do that, to be honest, unless you're doing like leaderboard. Other than that, if you're trying to just get to wave 40, you don't even have to worry about where you're placing your units unless you have bad units. If you have good units, you don't have to worry about anything. You just put down your unit and they do all the work for you. It will keep it more consistent as well. And what I mean about that is that a lot of people, while they're playing All-Star, they will tend to do other things because they can't just sit there and watch the units do all the work. You know, tend to watch YouTube or something. But if we have a PvP mode, and that wouldn't be the case anymore because you would have to watch the game and play because you don't know what your enemy's planning to do and which units to send in against you. Let's just go ahead and place down a Frieza as well. Man, I love Frieza. He's my favorite unit in the game. This guy's something else. Him and Natsu, I tend to use them the most frequent. Minato is very good and he's a 6-star, but I don't know. I tend to use Natsu and Frieza way more together than any other unit right now. But have you guys heard about Whitebeard, the new one? I mean, that's kind of old news now. But Blackbeard, the new leaderboard unit, oh my god, that guy's gonna be insane. I wanted to get that unit so bad, but I just been so busy I couldn't do leaderboard. But yeah, they could add like a smaller map for PvP as well. And just in case, like if it would be too overpowered, they can also give you some extra thing as well, like an attack outcost. I don't even know how much. Like let's just say a random price like 5,000, because you know these prices, I'm not saying that should be the final price for it. I'm just using a random number, to be honest. Let's say it was $5,000. You could use it and you could put it on the road, and then when enemies go on it, the enemies will get killed. If PvP mode is going to be super insane with your enemy sending in enemies against you, honestly don't think that would be the case at all, because with all of these insane units, especially with the new update, they definitely could do this PvP mode without it being too insane and without it being unfair, because other players, not just YouTubers, but a lot of people, including my fans, already have Frieza, they have Minato, they have Natsu. You know, everybody is getting good units, not just YouTubers. Sure, maybe not all of the good units, but they have good units for sure, which means they would be able to do the PvP mode. And maybe with PvP mode as well, you know, that's another thing they could do, where in the month, if you are on the leaderboard for PvP mode, that's another unit that you can get just from PvP mode. You know, there is a lot of options that All-Star can do, and it just depends on what they take into consideration and what they actually want to do. But what do you guys think about this idea that I have? Leave it in the comments. Let me know if you guys like the idea or not. But this would also be a way to get gems quicker. I know that All-Star has their way of making their money with gems and things like that, and you could also grind it out, but I really do feel that if PvP mode was there, and whoever wins, you know, that 2v2 or 1v1, whoever wins, they get gems, 35 gems or 40 gems or something like that. And that would make it so everybody has more gems. Not a lot of gems, but you will definitely have more. There'll be more things to do. And you could start doing things like 2v2 as well, where one of your members are only focusing on Bulma and making money and sending enemies into your enemy, or both of you guys could be fully focused on placing down proper units. The choice will really be yours, and everybody will play a little bit differently. So some people will use that strategy I just said, where they will only save money while their teammate is going for all of the units, the good ones, and taking the enemy down. That's gonna be one strategy already. There could be 5, 8, 9, 10 different type of strategy that I could already just come up with, and it's not even out. So imagine if that would be out. People would come up with amazing strategies and ideas to win the game. I'm level 70, and everybody that's my level or even higher than me, they know that All-Star is a grind, and grinding infinity mode at times it could get dull, and with that PvP mode it would really make it 10 times more fun. But look at infinity mode completely differently, because you would want to come in infinity mode, have all of your units top notch so you could be the best at PvP. And that would be the point of All-Star, right? It would bring more people. It would bring more fun. A lot of people like this game. I know that. There is a lot of players all the time. But with PvP mode, it would even make it more fun. A lot of people, I think, will leave just because, you know, not a lot of options other than Infinity. Maybe they should have enemies that come in with armor too, that something like Frieza can destroy. You know, like a supernova, something more stronger. Mihawk's sword, you know, things like that. Have the enemies more complicated of so simple. But I could see a match like at wave 35 and then it's already hardcore with all the enemies having hard health, and then your enemy just starts spawning in a bunch of cloners against you. Like, imagine that. Just like Infinity mode, you will also be able to get XP clouds from beating PvP mode. So if you win, get your 4 XP and you will get 2 extra for winning the PvP match. And if you are just in the PvP match and lost, and you will basically get the amount of XP clouds as the wave is on normal Infinity mode. If you're at like wave 30, then you will get 3. If you're at wave 40, you will get 4. It could get unfair, like in case, for example, let's just say somebody was to verse me right now when I have these units and they have like only 4 stars or 3 stars. Like, I could see that could be unfair if there was PvP mode. You guys also have to take in that if you have 3 stars or 4 stars, then you shouldn't be in PvP mode and you should be grinding to get better units to do PvP mode. It's just the same type of logic where you're playing Infinity. If you have like 3 stars, you're not really aiming to go for like leaderboards or to get to wave 45 and 50 because you can't. No, you get what I mean, you know, like there is some 4 stars that could get to wave 40 and things like that. But overall, you understand hopefully what I mean about units being insane, like 6-star Frieza and Fujitora, a Natsu and things like that. They would be insane compared to those units if it was to come to PvP. But yeah, that's what I have for you guys today. I just really think this was a good idea. I was talking about it with no Clipso and Curse, and honestly, a PvP mode, in my opinion and their opinion, would make All-Star 10 times better. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I appreciate everybody watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button because a lot of you guys are still not subscribed. And I'll see you guys in the next. Peace out.